New Nick Entertainment presents High Noon, written and narrated by Roy Tipalevich. Chapter 4: The Saloon. I entered as quietly as possible and took a seat at the bar. The less attention I can bring to myself, the better. My eyes needed a minute to adjust to the lack of light inside. But as I started to get my bearings, a man was in front of me, and he spoke as I regained my vision. "Huh. I don't know you, and we don't normally get travelers, especially not since. Anyway, what will it be, stranger?" His voice was gravelly, like he's been through experiences you couldn't imagine. I asked for the coldest drink he had, and the man started preparing the concoction. He seemed to know something, so I decided to ask if he could help me out. As he probably knows a lot about what goes down in the area, he served me my drink. I paid him what I owed, and we began to talk. "What do you want to know?" he asked. And in response, I asked why they don't normally get travelers, which he responded with, "It's a sore subject for most, but there's an outlaw who frequents the town. He robs people, harasses them, kills the unlucky. The sheriff has been trying to fight him for months now, but now that he's missing, the townsfolk are in a state of panic." I then explained my situation and said how I'm looking for the sheriff as he might be the only person who knows what happened to me. As he began speaking again, I noticed the bar shelves were missing some screws, and the wall was discolored. Then I focused back on what he was saying. "Good luck finding him. Lord knows we've been trying over the past few days. However, if you head to the jail, you can talk to his partner to learn more about that fateful night. And if you need lodging, talk to me. I can get you a room." I thanked him for his help and stood from my seat, which was as hard as stone and a real pain in the ass. Literally. Once I turned around, I noticed how busy it was. I was so fixated on the bartender, I tuned out all the background chatter. The whole saloon was full. The tables were made of dark wood covered in bottles and glass. The floor creaked and gave in with every step. With enough spills over time, the floor now sticks to your boots, making you have to fight it with every step you take. As I was about to leave, a new, very deep and powerful voice came from behind. "You!" Suddenly, all the chatter stopped at once. I turned around, and a man about a head taller than me slowly rises from his seat. I only saw the shape of the man as he began walking out of the darkness towards me. "We don't like strangers here. The last stranger that strolled in here killed the sheriff." Then, interrupting this obviously drunk man, another person said, "He's not dead. I heard that the sheriff's still chasing the outlaw, and will bring him back soon," followed by murmurs from everyone inside. The big man continued staggering on. "That doesn't make a difference. He's probably working for the outlaw." I've heard enough. I need to get going, so I say, "Listen, I don't work with the outlaw. In fact, the more I learn, he's probably the one who shot me. I woke up this morning at the doctor's office on top of the hill. I don't remember anything. He told me I was found by the sheriff in the middle of nowhere. I was wounded from a shot to the head, and there was another dead man. Right now, I'm simply looking for the sheriff, so I can find out what happened to me. Then I'll leave and never come back to your town." Everyone was listening intently, even the big drunk oaf. "Liar!" he yelled as he threw his glass at me. Now at this point I was in the middle of the saloon, and as I ducked, the glass hit a man behind me, who as he was standing up bumped into another man. Then one thing led to another and the whole saloon was in a fight. Drinks were being thrown, even people were being thrown. Yells and screams now filled the air instead of chatter. I, however, don't remember if I know how to fight, and the distance between myself and the door means that I'd either have to fight or sneak my way past everyone. No time to think. The first guy is coming towards me. I've got to work off instinct. I get punched in the gut, but my adrenaline won't let me feel it. I lock my hands behind his back, pull him closer, and knee him in the ribs repeatedly. He stops resisting, so I drop him on the ground and move on. Another guy charges at me and throws a straight punch. I slip it to the left and land a clean left hook right on his chin. He's out cold. I catch my breath for a second while trying to scan the environment. Then I see someone get knocked out with a wooden bar stool, leaving only the leg intact. The body falls over, exposing a clean line of sight between the man and I. I already know what's coming next. As he approaches me to close the gap, he swings the stool leg, quickly, left to right, right to left. I duck the first swing, but get hit with the second, probably bruising my left ribs. I quickly raise my arms up, blocking each next attack with my forearms. He's not letting up, but I'm getting tired. I have one idea, and it's not a good one. In between his swings, I see an opening. Grab the stool leg with both hands, stomp on his right foot, and swing my elbow with all my might towards his head. Whack! He lets go of the stick and is clearly in pain. I grab the wooden stool leg holding opposite ends of it and whack it over his head. Snap! It breaks in two as the man falls to the ground. I flip both halves over and have no time before the next attacker. I use the left to hold up his right arm back and let loose with the right half. Left to right, right to left. I hit him over and over. I strike 2 final times. Once over his head, then I drop and catch the left half for a final uppercut. He falls onto the table, interrupting the drunk from earlier as he was downing a pint. Just my luck. The man locks eyes with me and smashes the bottle, beginning to run at me with it to use as a shiv. I keep stepping back quickly to avoid the sharp end of my hunt for truth. I'm exhausted. All the hits are starting to get to me. My legs are giving in, and with every swift move I make, my breath draws shorter. I won't win this fight. I need an out, quickly. Then, a miracle happens. I bump into the second largest man in the saloon, and as he begins to turn, I do a backwards roll to get behind him. The wood wasn't the most comfortable surface to roll on, but I had no choice. The big man takes the bait, and they fight. I see the exit. I see my path out. I jump on the first table I see, and go from table to table, avoiding everyone left standing. Damn, someone's blocking the exit. I need to get around him. Maybe I can reason with him, since they seem to be calm. Screw it. I slowly walk towards them, with my hands up. I say I don't want any trouble and just need to get out. They look at me intensely, thinking about my plea. The longer they linger, I began to scan the area, looking for anything I can use as a weapon, preparing for the worst. Finally, they speak. Sure. I thank them, and very carefully leave, expecting some level of betrayal. But no, they helped me, not expecting or demanding anything in return. The doctor also didn't ask for anything in return. I guess some people just want to help out, and others are idiots like the drunk who want to cause trouble. There, across from the saloon, 3 buildings to the right, is the jail.